Hello, Degens, and welcome to Degenerate Bets, where we don't have to bet on every game, but we damn as well might. I am, of course, the perfect one, AJ, and here is my co-host, Noah. You follow me on Twitter at Brofict1, him at N_Engelbretson. And thank you so much for listening to us or watching us, however it is, YouTube, Spotify, however else you listen or watch. We appreciate it. Please give us a like, share, and subscribe. It does help us fight these evil algorithms we are fighting against. Noah.
Algorithms.
Noah, I'm sorry. I'm stumbling over my words because honest to God, dude, we are back. We are back with week 0 of college football, and we have some real games to bet on. Finally, no more of this preseason crap. No more first 5 in baseball. No more whatever Russian ping pong league is doing or whatever. No more bullshitting soccer. We are back to betting on football that matters, and I could not be more excited for this moment right now. Noah, what are your early thoughts, and how stoked are you that we're finally back to real football?
Uh, God, it's been way too long. Hell yeah. I'm feeling reckless. I'm feeling irresponsible. I think I might just bet the full fucking slate on week 0. I mean, it's only 5 games, so
It's only
like
5 games.
I
It's not like
you
we're
you
betting
know,
all 110, you know? Just 5 games.
look, I feel like it's my duty as a sports fan, as a bettor, to just at least do something, take something on all 5 of these games. Like I kind of have to.
Noah, think about it. We haven't had football since February. February. It is almost criminal how long it has been without having meaningful football in our lives. And you are correct. It is not only our duty, but it is we were quested. We were quested. And at this point we have to. We have to deep dive into all of these lines and find the best one. And let me tell you, Noah, there is not one game on this board that I hate. I love them all. I love all these games. There's winners to be picked everywhere. And I think we should just go. Should we just go for the most exciting game first, and then we'll go from there? Because I'm stoked about this game, and I
Oh,
think the
let's
line
just
is
go in order.
ridiculous.
Well, we can just go in order of schedule too. I mean,
Yeah, I mean we can do that too. I mean it starts off with a banger, and the banger I'm talking about is Illinois versus Nebraska. It opened up at Nebraska favorite at -9.5. With a -400 money line, plus 280 for Illinois. As of right now, they are Nebraska is -6.5. Over under is at 54.5, with Nebraska money line being at -260. Illinois being at plus 205. Noah, I have my thoughts on this game. What are yours? So let's get right into it.
man, I love anything and everything Illinois. Fuck Scott Frost and that Nebraska program. Those 30 cheaters, their recruiting violations, breaking COVID rules or whatever. Not as severe as ASU, but still, got to play by the rules,
Got
or
it.
don't get caught. One of the two. Um, yeah, I mean, this game's in Illinois. Looking at like last year's game, I mean, Illinois spanked them last year in Nebraska late in the season.
Yeah.
Uh, I just, I was looking at this, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why Nebraska's favored by a touchdown. I just can't. It doesn't make any sense. So I like a whole slate of bets on this one, man. I'm going big time on this game. I like Illinois to cover.
Ooh,
I like. I'll probably buy a point on that. I'll probably
buy a
take Illinois
point.
plus 7.5.
Okay.
I'm taking plus 7.5. Also sprinkle a little bit on Illinois money line. I like Illinois to cover like 3.5 first half. And man, I like the over in this too.
Really?
Um, I like the over, and I like the first half over. I mean, I just take it all. I'm betting a good like 5-6 bets on this game.
For those who don't know, do you have the first half over? Because I don't have that in front of me right now.
I don't, but my guess is it's either like, and I'd probably buy points down to 27.5. So I'll
Yeah,
take.
buy it to that football
I don't
number.
know what the exact one is, but I like over 27.5 first half. Illinois plus 3.5, plus 7.5 for the game, money line for the game, maybe even first half money line. Probably stay off the first half money line just in case, but and then over 54.5 for the game. I like it all. Give it all to me. We're hitting the ground. We are hitting the ground running at a full sprint here. We are taking all of it, man. I love it,
dude. Absolutely, and we have a lot of the same thoughts on this. Same thoughts on this game. I promise. I speak English. My God. Give me Illinois and 6.5. I'll take that all day. Give me the money line at plus 205. Give me that easy money. I'm going to stay away from the over-under just because I have a bad track record with over-unders in college football. So for the first couple weeks, I'm going to stay away from them until I kind of understand like how a couple teams play and what we're going into. But give me the money line, give me the 6.5, and we'll call it good on that game. Yeah, kind of shocking they have Nebraska as the favorite. I keep looking at this line and just thinking it'll change or it was a misprint or something, Cool. No
yeah. No, I don't know. I just feel like it feels like a steal. I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm the idiot here. Maybe it's not a steal, but I think Lovie Smith and that Illinois program are trending in the right direction. I think Scott Frost and that Nebraska program, although they might have more talented recruits coming in and stuff, I think they're kind of sitting still, if not trending downwards. So yeah, I really like Illinois in this one.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. And shout out Lovie Smith, underrated head coach for the Bears. I'm glad he's still making noise in Illinois, and hope he can take the boys to a fat W because we both think that he will. But yeah, that's a great way to start off the day. That's 10 a.m. my time on Saturday, so I'll just be rolling out of bed into college football. I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait. We are all the way back.
So yeah, that game is 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's 10 Pacific. For all of you out there who are curious, who don't have that scheduled down already,
or don't have Google or whatever, that works too. I don't know. If you're coming to us for what time these games start, that's a little rough. I mean, we'll do our best, but but a game. And for those of you who do come to this show for the time of the games, this one starts at 11 a.m., an hour after the Illinois game. We got UConn Huskies versus the Fresno State Bulldogs. And Fresno State is a huge favorite. We got a minus 27.5. Over under at 62.5. Whew. Money line is something else. UConn plus 1,600. Fresno State minus 6,000. Honestly, I kind of like Fresno to cover. I'm not gonna lie. Thoughts?
Well, this one's an interesting one. UConn obviously, like the Ivy League, opted out of last season. Had a lot of their players transfer because of that. Took a dip in recruiting because of that. But Fresno State's they're not like a shoo-in. They're a pretty like mediocre mid-level, a pretty mediocre like group of 5 conference team. So, I mean, 27.5, I don't know. I could see it going either way. But over under, I don't know. I kind of lean towards the under. What I do really like for this one is I like, I don't know what the number's at, but whatever it's at, the UConn team under. No, do you have the whatever the team under is, the UConn under?
Team under,
not the game under.
Let me pull that up real quick. You think the team under is something to look at?
Because that seems like the golden nugget here in this bet for me is in a very confusing, could go either way type of scenario for all the other bets on this. I like the UConn team under. I don't think they're going to put up a lot of points, which
Yeah.
is subsequently why I like the under as well. But I could see them like getting blown out like 50-10, and then you know.
So, I'm pulling up the lines right now, but I totally see that, and I do think that UConn is really gonna hurt from having that all that time off and everything. I mean, granted, they played in a spring league, right? UConn, I want to say.
Um, did they?
I want to say Ivy League did a spring league, but no one gave a shit because we had college basketball and NBA going on. Holy, whoa. Okay, so real quick, I found
I
the
don't.
total points. Wow. Total points for Fresno State over under is at 44.5. For UConn, you're at 16.5. I think the value here is under 16.5 at plus 100. If UConn is as bad as everyone thinks they are, especially as bad as Vegas think they are, take UConn minus the 16.5. But that just seems so low.
Yes, but like I said, they kind of lost out on a lot of their recruits. A lot of players transferred. Um, I can't see them putting up a whole lot of points. My question is, how many points will Fresno State put up? You said 44.5 is what they got that at, huh?
Yeah, that's what their total for the game is, 44.5. Under is minus 108. Over is minus 121.
To answer your question, UConn did not play in the spring. They haven't played in. Looks like they haven't played in about 630 days.
Take the under. Slam the under. Again, this is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors whatsoever. But slam that under is what I will be doing. Yeah, you give me plus money on a team going under that hasn't played in 600 days. Yeah, give me that. Give me that under, and I'll just walk myself to the cashier's desk. I think I know where it is at this point.
Yeah, so in a game where I don't like a lot of the bets, I could see a lot of them going either way. That is for me probably what I'll jump on for that game is just even at 16.5, I might buy a point, take it at 17.5.
Okay, fair enough. I can see that.
You know, under 17.5. Maybe they get one touchdown and a couple field goals, and we're good.
Yeah, that's all we need really. And if they haven't played in 600 days, that would be very impressive if they did that much. Against the Fresno State that was dominant last year in their division. So that'll be a.
They weren't.
I feel like they were pretty dominant. The research I did showed they were pretty dominant.
Fresno State's been, if I'm not mistaken, they've been pretty mediocre the last 2 seasons.
Then maybe
3 years ago they had a really nice season, but
maybe I read all articles then. But anyway, we're going next all the way to Los Angeles. UCLA hosts Hawaii. The line opened up at plus 9.5. I'm sorry, minus 9.5 in favor of UCLA. We are now at minus 17.5 for UCLA. Over and under is at 68.5, and money line for Hawaii is plus 710. UCLA minus 1250. Whew, that line jumped like no one's business. Wow. What are your thoughts on this game, Noah? Because I honestly, just off of what I've seen in the last couple of years, I kind of want to just take UCLA off of looks. For college football, for me, I'm a looks guy. I'm an eye test guy. If a team looks good to me, I'm going to go with them. And my last impression of UCLA was a good one. My last impression of Hawaii was I lost a football bet on them in Vegas. So I'm going with UCLA on this game. I'll take 17.5 is kind of high for them, but it's a good number. I'll take the 17.5, and we can just take that to the bank. I kind of like the under in this game too. At 68.5, I would take the under there too. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm on the other side of this one. Hawaii's always one of those teams that's like low key tough for whatever reason. Like they're never like good, but they're like good enough to like keep games like competitive. And at UCLA, and until they can prove that they're like back to being a football powerhouse, there's no way in hell I'm taking them on a 17 and a half point line. So, I'm not going to touch Hawaii money line because I do think UCLA will win this game, but at 17 and a half, I mean, I'd love Hawaii to cover that 17 and a half. The over under, it's a tough one. I do kind of like the under as well, just because it's at 68 and a half. But I mean, uh, Hawaii versus the Pac-12, I would not be surprised if we see like a 40 to 30 game.
Yeah, and that's interesting that you say that because the
But
over-under did open at 70 points. So Vegas obviously had that same idea that you had opening the line. And that's why I think it's moved down significantly. I think that under would have hit easy. It's a good line. Vegas has it at 68 and a half, but I really like the under. As you said, I am kind of counting on Hawaii to be tough. As you said, they do appear to be one of those teams that be tough, but I don't think they're going to be tough enough to hold UCLA to not cover 17 and a half. So that's why I'm going with UCLA minus 17 and a half, and let's go with the under at 68 and a half.
yeah, like I said, I like Hawaii to cover. I like that a lot. I also like the under though. I don't love the under, but I like it. I do think Hawaii is a pretty safe bet to bet them to cover.
Is that what? So if you had one lock for the week, would that be your lock?
No, my lock is probably Illinois. I mean, Illinois on the spread.
Easily. Well, let's go to a next game where I'm the spread I'm staying away from because I don't know enough about these quarterbacks. I don't know enough about this offense. I'm going to need to see a game to get better, but I kind of like the under. We're going with UTEP and New Mexico State. The line opened up at 9 points in favor of UTEP. It's still in favor of UTEP minus 10.5. Over under at 58.5. UTEP minus 400 money line. New Mexico State plus 300 money line. What are your thoughts, Noah?
Yeah, I can pretend like I know a bunch about this in these conferences and these teams. No, I do know UTEP is typically a pretty tough team.
Yeah.
In comparison to a lot of those other like small schools in like the Southwest region. Yeah, I mean, I guess what'd you say the over under's at?
We're at 58.5 right now. I love the under. Love the under with these schools.
Wait, you said 50 and a half.
58.5. Some books have it at 59.
Oh, USC.
If it was 50
Yeah,
and a
that
half,
makes a
no, and
big
I bet the
difference.
under,
I
I
was going
want
to
you to
say.
slap me in the face.
Yeah. If I don't know, I really do not know much about either of these teams. If I had to make a bet, I think I would take UTEP to cover points, just based on, just based on recent performance the last few years. But obviously, every year is different. Every team's going to be a bit different every year. So I can't say I've done too much research on these conferences or these teams. So
yeah,
I'm not going to blindly dive too much into shit I don't know anything about. We're just going to stick with UTEP minus 10.5. That's my bet for this game.
I'll ride that with you. No, I'll go UTEP minus 10.5 because I don't know shit about these either two teams either. And they're both so boring. I honestly didn't bother looking into them. But, let's go for the cover at this point. But I will say, I did look into this game. I do have some authority on this game. We're going to Southern Utah, San Jose State. San Jose State is the favorite, minus 24. over-under is at 56. Money line is San Jose State, minus 2,000, with Southern Utah at plus 1,000 money line. I like Southern Utah to cover 24. San Jose, I believe, hasn't covered a spread higher than 21. So I'll take the 24 with Southern Utah. Over-under, meh. If I had to, I'll take the over because I want to see a high-scoring game, especially at covering 24 points. But that money line, I absolutely hate unless you're a Southern Utah sharpen and really expect a lot coming out of here. No, any thoughts on this game whatsoever?
Yeah, I am big hype on the San Jose State train. As of the last 2 seasons, I love their coach. He was one that I was hoping maybe Arizona would look into. I think their program's entirely trending in the best, in the right direction. They just are coming off probably their best season ever in their football program. Given that it was, it was a COVID year, but still, I expect them to be good. I expect them to be good. I don't.
But do you expect them to be covering?
I don't know too much about. I don't know too much about Southern Utah, but is the game in San Jose State?
Yes.
At San Jose State? Yeah, I'll take them to cover.
Wow.
What's the over-under at, you said?
56. I'm staying away from that. If I had to take it, I would take the over.
No, I actually like the under. I like San Jose State to cover and the under. I think they're going to blow them out. And I think that defense on San Jose State's going to hold Southern Utah to 10 points or less.
That's amazing. That's amazing. No, that's an interesting take, to say the least. And that's all the games we have before next week. You have any final takes on any of the football games for week 0?
As far as week 0, no. I mean, I think we covered that all. You got 5 games. I'm certainly making more than 5 bets. We'll see how those go. We've got it on the record what I am most likely going for. So I'm hoping for a strong week 0 to set us up for a fun week 1.
And week 1 just right around the corner. Week 1 is just right around the corner. Not only for college football, but also for NFL football. Because let's be real, September 9th cannot get here fast enough at this point, because that is the date that sports betting becomes legal in Arizona, which I cannot be more excited for. That is the date the Buccaneers cement their time to go 17-0 in the preseason. I mean, in the regular season, and then go to a Super Bowl. And not only cement that, but also the fact that the Cowboys are the worst team in the NFL. But before we get to that, we got to go through one more week of preseason. Probably the worst week we're going to run into, with a lot of starters not playing whatsoever, to get that 2 weeks off before week 1. But we're just going to go right into it. We got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday games. Yeah, and Sunday. No Monday football games.
Yes, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes, and no Monday Night Football, which, honestly, thank God, after that rough outing the Monday Night Crew had. Whew, they need a break. They need to regroup. And, I heard a bunch of other sports shows throughout the week just praising them. And I was like, are we hearing the same show right now? Are we watching the same broadcast? Did you happen to get the Eli and Peyton test broadcast? Because the one we were watching was. But speaking of a team that's probably. We got the Colts and the Lions Friday, 4 o'clock Pacific time, because people come to this show about sports times. You got the Colts as a favorite, -2, over under at 33.5. Colts minus 135 money line, Lions plus 155. I mean, the Lions haven't shown anything. They're not starting anyone. The Colts aren't starting anyone. I mean, I would stay away from this game, but I kind of like just taking Colts money line just to say I had money on the game, you know?
Yeah, would you say the line and the over under are at?
Over-under's at 33 and a half.
I would have liked the under, except for the fact that it's so low. I'm probably staying off this one, to be honest. I don't really see a reason to bet this in either direction. I guess if I had to bet something, I'd probably take the Colts money line, Colts to cover, whatever. I don't know, but this one just doesn't feel very appealing in either direction.
Not even a little bit. Like, not even a good matchup whatsoever. It's just rough all around. Maybe this game will entice you because it enticed me a little bit just because I love watching Zach Wilson play. We got the Jets and the Eagles. Jets are now a -5 favorite. They opened at -3. Over-under is at 34.5. Under is at, money line's plus 200 Eagles, -240 Jets. Zach Wilson all day. Give me the cover. Give me the line. Give me the spread, excuse me.
Yeah, I'd be jumping on first half lines for this one.
That's a better call. Let me pull that up really quick because, especially if Zach Wilson's going to end up playing that first half, that's going to be, he's just going to.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'm taking the Jets cover first half and probably the first half over as well.
Yeah.
And I might even jump on Jets. Might even jump on Jets team over, whatever that might be at.
So I do not have any prop bets for that, so I can't get into first half or anything on my book at this time. So, but if your book has it, that might be something to look into. Zach Wilson, if he does start, he'll be on fire in the first quarter. He has been nothing but fire, especially this Eagles defense. Honest to God, I think he might take the Jets to somewhat of a decent year where the Jets fans aren't begging for a new quarterback, betting for a new coach. And I think that'll just kind of cement that at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm excited for Zach Wilson. That's why I said, if he got it, I'd take Jets first half, over in the first half, and then I don't know, Jets team total over, whatever that's at, probably like 16, 17 points.
Yeah, take the over. Let Zach Wilson eat. Let's be real. Next game we got Steelers at the Panthers. Panthers are a favorite at -3.5, over under 35 points. Steelers plus 155, Panthers -180. Panthers have got to be starting Sam Darnold, see what he can do, throw him out there a little bit more, get him some more reps with the ones and real action. The Steelers obviously not going to start medium large Ben. But it's going to be a typical Panthers are going to throw their ones out there because they have to get some chemistry. The Steelers are going to throw their twos out there because they went 11-0 last year or whatever. So, if I was to bet this game, I would take the under at 35.5. I don't think the Steelers will be productive whatsoever. The points the Panthers do score, I think, will be limited because I think that Steelers defense, even with at the second strings, is going to be a solid defense to go against. You got any picks for this one, Noah?
Yeah, I kind of, I think you make a good point on the under. I think that's a pretty decent bet. I love, you said the Panthers are favored?
Yeah, at -3.5. Some books have them at -4.
Yeah, I'm hitting Steelers money line in this one, man. Big time. If you're worried about money line, take them to cover, but I think the Steelers are going to have a good showing in this one. They're pretty good preseason team in general. Their backup quarterback, their third string in Rudolph and Haskins are both pretty viable options. They're decent. Their defense has great depth. I'd look for this game to be low scoring and the Steelers to win it, baby.
Absolutely. I'm on the under. Noah's on the money line. And honestly, after Noah talking, I'm on the money line because that just seems like easy money at that point. Another game I think is easy money is the Chiefs and the Vikings. Let's be real. I don't give a shit if it's the first team is playing for the Vikings. I don't give a shit if we had their all-star Madden team playing against them or whatever. The Chiefs are going to win this game. Chiefs are favored -4. That was the opening line. The lines really haven't changed. Oh, except for the money line. That changed a lot. Over-under's at 38.5. Money line, you got Vikings +175. Chiefs -210. I mean, it's the Chiefs. How do you bet against them? Like betting against Tom Brady in the postseason. You know, you're gonna get burned.
No. This has nothing to do with the Chiefs. I fully agree with you betting wise, but the reasoning is because the Vikings haven't scored an offensive touchdown in 2 whole preseason games.
True.
I don't think that's going to miraculously change. And, you know, they're not plugging in their starters. I don't think the Chiefs are either. But, man, these like backups and shit on the Vikings have just looked fucking terrible. Like, they can't even move the ball on offense. And I don't expect that to just miraculously change in the 3rd preseason game. I think they're going to put up, like, you know, maybe at best like 10 or 13 points, but
yeah. And dude, at this point, like, don't get me wrong, as a Bears fan, I love that the Vikings always suck. I do. But how demoralizing does it have to be a Vikings fan and know that your starters can't move the ball and your secondary, like your second strings can't move the ball. No one can move the ball. Like, RIP to the Vikings for this season. Next up, though, a matchup that I would be excited for if it was regular season, but I'm really not anymore because it's preseason. We got the Packers and the Bills on Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 o'clock Eastern time, or 1 o'clock Eastern time. I don't know how you East Coast people do it. But Packers are not the favorite. I'm sorry, the Bills are the favorite at -9.5, over-under 36.5. Packers +320 money line, Bills -400. I don't really like any of the numbers in this game whatsoever. I don't know about you, Noah, but 36.5, 9.5.
I love one thing in this game.
What's that?
And his name is Mitch Trubisky.
I hate you.
So,
I hate you, Noah.
Mitch Trubisky playing against the Green Bay Packers. I don't think it matters who's out there for the Packers because we've seen plenty of different defenses over the years with the Packers. And you know Trubisky is still good for like 2 interceptions in this game. Right. Now, I might be taking a bit of a leap of faith here, but
remember,
I'm telling you, I think.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I do have to interject.
Oh, I'm.
This isn't Matt Nagy calling the call.
Oh, I'm fully aware. It's still fucking Trubisky, though.
Yeah, but he didn't throw 1 pick last game, and he's sure as hell not probably going to throw a pick this game if he's running the same kind of offense. Because if they run that type of offense, apparently he's a good quarterback.
I beg to differ. I like a prop bet if you can find it. I like Trubisky to throw over half interception. It's all mental. It's all mental for him. He's going to see those Packers jerseys, and he's just going to revert back to shit form.
Hey, as a Bears fan, I kind of hope he does, honestly.
So it's all mental. I'd take Trubisky if you could find it over a half interception. I won't be like uber aggressive and say to take Packers money line, but I do think we might have Jordan Love back. A lot of it hinges on that. If Jordan Love is back and playing good 3/4 in this game, I might sprinkle a little bit on the Packers money line, but I do like the Packers to cover just because, like I've said before, any preseason spread over like 5-6 points, just take the underdog. Preseason's so variable, so inconsistent. So that's my reasoning for taking the Packers to cover the spread. I would actually hammer it at 9.5. I don't give a fuck. I think Trubisky will throw an interception, maybe 2. Just like the good old days. There's only 3 things are guaranteed in this world: death, taxes, and Trubisky throwing picks against the Packers.
All right, so you have to pick, Noah. You have to pick. It's either death, taxes, and Trubisky can throw an interception, or death, taxes, and the Bears aren't allowed to have a good quarterback. It's one or the other. You can't have both.
Well, the Bears not having a good quarterback is not a guarantee. That's just an NFL rule, so there's a difference.
Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, that's in the NFL rule book.
Whatever. I'm not getting into that because that's bullshit. All the NFL rules are bullshit. I think we can all agree on that. Side story for my new job. I have to go over a lot of the sports rules and everything and make sure I understand them along with my colleagues. And one of them leaned over to me and said, "Shouldn't the NFL refs be here for this?" And I lost my shit because let's be real. Who the fuck knows what a catch is in the NFL anymore? But anyway, moving on to a game. I think this is an easy game. Just because it's preseason, I think this is an easy game to pick. You got Ravens football team, Ravens money line. That's my pick for the game. I'm not even, I'll read the lines because it's my job, but I'm not going to take anything else except Ravens money line. Ravens are a favorite at -3.5. Football team at +3.5. Over/under at 32.5. Money line is Ravens -170. Football team at +145. Ravens are 19-0 now. Let's make it 20-0. Just give me the money line. Let's make this an easy
night. Couldn't agree more. Like I said, 2 weeks ago, bet them till they lose.
Yeah,
just keep betting them till they lose. I mean, it's been fucking 5 years since they lost a preseason game.
Yeah,
so
way too long. So you might as well just ride them.
I'm just upset that I didn't get on this earlier than this year, but I've been on them the last 2 weeks, and we'll be on them again this week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And speaking of stuff that we wish we were on earlier. Sorry, excuse me. I wish we were on this line earlier because it moved drastically because of unforeseen circumstances, I like to call it. The next game is the Chicago Bears against the Tennessee Titans. It opened up at the Titans as a -4 favorite. And now, due to unforeseen circumstances amongst the Titans, the Bears are now a -3 favorite. Over/under at 35.5. Bears -160 money line. Titans +135. Even though of the unforeseen circumstances with the Titans, I don't see the Bears winning. And I hate to say that and everything, but
that's because you are a Bears fan. That is because you are a Bears fan.
Really, you think I'm blowing this out of proportion? You think that you think these circumstances really are going to lead to the Bears victory? And
the circumstances that you're referring to are the 8 players who have tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have done more research on it. I don't know which 8 players they are. I know Ryan Tannehill's in one of those.
That's really the
I don't think Tannehill was even I don't even think he was expected to start anyways.
Neither do I.
I think this is better. I think this is better overreaction. I think the line is swayed so much because everybody sees the news headlines and they're like, "Oh shit!" And so a bunch of people have been betting on the Bears.
Yep.
I probably would have taken the Bears +4 to begin with, but now that they're what do you say, 3.5 point favorite?
3-point favorite across all books that I can find at least.
Yeah, dude, I'm just hitting Titans money line for fun at this point.
Yeah, +135. That's such good value. Tannehill, I can't imagine the Titans starting Tannehill.
Well, Tennessee's been stomping people in the preseason. I mean, they've had 2 big blowout wins, week 1 and 2. I don't think their starters were even playing in those, and so yeah, I mean, I like Titans money line.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me the Titans money line, and then if you want to get even greedier, give me Titans +3. We'll go with that. Next game, honest to God, I mean, this one's easy as well. This line hasn't moved whatsoever because it's just an easy pick. You got Buccaneers and the Texans. Buccaneers are -4 favorite. Over under at 36.5. Money line is Buccaneers -200. Texans +170. Yeah, I mean, give me the points. Give me the money line for the Buccaneers, and we'll call it good. I mean, the Texans are just the Texans at this point. I know they've scored a lot of points in preseason, but nah, fam.
No, I mean, the obvious play here is Texans money line and hit it hard. Dude, you've seen how shit how many points do the Bucks have in 2 games so far in the preseason? Like 10,
It's that.
maybe.
But
Yeah, that's not going to change here.
I'm not saying it's going to change drastically, but I'm saying there's no chance in hell, even in preseason, they lose against the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, the Texans beat the Packers 26-7 or something like that. I don't know.
All right, so you're taking the money line.
Oh, I think the Texans win this game easily.
All right, well, give me -4
because
to cover, and I'm good there.
All right, you can have it.
See, though. I will take it. Don't you worry. Next game, I believe second to last game on Saturday is the Cardinals and Saints. The Saints are the favorite, -3.5. Cardinals money line is +160. Saints -190. Over under at 34.5. I think it all just depends on who's starting and everything. If Kyler Murray starts, you give them the first over. Sorry?
No, I was going to say this whole spread in line depends on whether or not Jameis is playing any snaps.
True.
Because now that the Saints have established him as the starter, if he's not playing any snaps, I like the Cardinals. But if Jameis is playing a quarter and a half, based on what I saw last week especially, I like the Saints to come out and take a good 2-score lead to start the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. This does depends on I'm sorry, I'm trying to see if they've announced it yet. But yeah, this completely depends on starters. If you're correct, if Jameis Winston does start, he's gonna just destroy the Arizona's twos. Taysom Hill, on the other hand, there's definitely a chance. Either way, I like the under in this game. That's my one pick for this game. I'll take the under at 34.5. I do not see this being a high-scoring affair whatsoever. That's why the line obviously is where it's at, but I see this game maybe being a 15-10 game, 13-10 game. I don't see this be going high-scoring whatsoever.
I'm staying off this game until I know what the quarterback and just starter in general situation is for both teams.
Fair enough. I can see that. And respectable. I mean, and that's hard for a lot about these games. You really don't know who's starting until the game starts. Going with that, this line's interesting to me because you have two teams who both know who their starters are, and yet the line still seems off to me. I'm talking about the Rams and the Broncos. Opened up at Broncos -6 and is now at Broncos -8.5. Over under 33.5 with the Broncos at -400 money line. Rams at +310. No, do you think I'm crazy, or do you think as well that these games are just kind of off? There's just something off about this line,
I'm torn on this one because the Denver Broncos have been absolute preseason
Tanks.
warriors, man. They have been killing it, winning 2 games in a row around the score of like 30-6. I have to follow my rule. The spread is too high. I have to take the Rams plus 8.5.
Yep.
As much as I want to say the Broncos are going to win this game by 20, 30 points, I have to take the Rams to cover.
Yeah,
the spread's too large.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those. Yeah, you gotta take them. Next game we got Chargers Seahawks. Chargers are underdog. I'm sorry, Seahawks are the favorite at -5.5. Over under 35.5. Money line you got Chargers at +190. Seahawks at -240. I could care less about this game. I don't like any of the lines in this game. I am off of this game.
I love this one. And I think this could be the biggest moneymaker out there in this week of preseason. Slam the Chargers money line. I mean, the Seahawks have looked absolute garbage this preseason so far. They've gotten blown out 2 games in a row. And they're the favorite. Like, I'm taking Chargers to cover, and then I'm also taking Chargers money line on this one.
Hey, to each their own and everything like that. That's just not a game that I find appealing whatsoever. Any of those lines, this one I will bet though, just for shits and giggles. You got the Jaguars and the Cowboys. Jaguars are -3.5 favorite. Over under at 36.5. Money line is Jaguars -170. Cowboys +145. Give me the Jaguars. Give me the points, and I'll call it good on the day.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys in this one, just from how piss poor the Jaguars offensive line has looked. Even if they're putting in starters, they might. I'd expect Trevor Lawrence to get less reps this game, but honestly,
exactly. Minshew would get more.
Yeah, and now that I say that, I'm realizing that honestly, they're second, third string options for quarterback have had better production in preseason, but I'm probably just staying off of this one, to be honest.
Fair enough.
What was the over under at?
36.5. I hate that. I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I'm staying off this game. I don't love anything there.
This next game I'm staying off of as well. Bengals. Bengals are the favorite, -2. Over under at 36. Dolphins +100. Bengals -120. Those are round numbers. Those aren't football numbers. I'm staying away from it.
I'll take the under on this one, but nothing else.
Fair enough.
These are 2 teams that have both looked pretty bad in preseason so far.
Piss poor is what say. Well, that's what I would say at least.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to guess who's gonna win this shit show of a game, but I will take the under. I could totally see this being a 13-10 game.
Absolutely, yeah. With 2 teams like that, yeah, take the under. I'll go with that on the under for them. Next up, we have the Raiders and the 49ers. The Niners are a 3.5-point favorite. Over under at 35.5. Money line is Raiders for +150. Niners -175. I have no hope. Well, let me take that back. I have little to no hope for the Raiders this year. I'll take the money line on the Niners just to stay safe. I don't know if the Niners will go off or if they'll just stay calm, so that's why I'm going to stay away from the over-under. I mean, you might as well take the points as well at 3.5, but that's kind of where I'm at on this game. What do you think, Noah?
The Raiders have been decent this preseason. I like the over. That's the one thing I like in this game. I think we're going to see third game in a row where Trey Lance has a overall slightly underwhelming performance, which I think not a lot of people have realized that the first two games, because he's had like 2, 3, 4 like really nice throws. But overall, he hasn't looked great. He's just had a couple of really nice throws. I think the same thing will happen. I think he'll, probably play his 2 quarters or whatever. I'd look for another like 2 touchdown, 1 or 2 interception game out of Trey Lance. I think that'll promote more scoring. So that's why I like the over in this one.
Fair enough. Now that you say that, I kind of like the over, but I'm still going to stay away from that. I don't like that number whatsoever. But that's just because I don't like 35 whatsoever. But next game, I think this one's an easy pick personally. You got Patriots Giants. Patriots are -3.5 favorite. Over under 35.5. Patriots money line is -170. Giants +145. I mean, you have a quarterback duel between Cam Newton and Mac Jones. Cam Newton's going to play the first half. Mac Jones is going to play the second half. You have a good Patriots team right there. Give me the points. Give me the money line. Giants, I'll see you later.
Yeah, fully agree. I'm like heavily hitting everything Patriots on this game.
Everything Patriots. Everything Patriots. Everything Patriots. So that one was nice and simple. And then our last game for preseason before we are finally into NFL regular season football. We got the Browns versus the Falcons. The Browns are a 5.5-point favorite. Over under at 36.5. Money line is Browns -240. Falcons 200. Give me the Browns. I'll take the points. I'll take the money line. It's preseason. I think the Browns will win this. Falcons are going to be, I do not see Matt Ryan starting this game, so that already puts them behind. So give me the Browns. Give me the points. What are your thoughts?
Well, AJ, I am staying off of this one.
Yeah.
As tempting as it is for me to want to buy a point on the Falcons and take them to cover, I don't fucking trust the Falcons.
No.
I don't trust the Browns. So I don't trust either of these teams to provide any sort of consistency. So I'm fully staying off of every line on this game.
Hey, fair enough. To each their own. We did pick a lot of games today. More than enough. Like we said, we can bet on them all. We might as well. We bet on most of them. But Noah, this is our last time betting on football that doesn't matter for the NFL. How good does that feel? Because let me tell you, it feels exhilarating for me that we are 2 weeks away from real football.
More consistency. Hopefully.
Hopefully. We'll see, though. All these quarterbacks and these second strings and everything, we might see a lot of mix-ups, a lot of funky lines going into the season, and I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been tearing it up with my preseason betting, and hopefully I can carry that into the regular season and improve upon it. Makes me a little nervous. It's going to be kind of embarrassing if I'm way better in the preseason than the regular season, but whatever.
Absolutely, and we will be coming back with all of our picks and everything weekly, because I don't know about but I love betting on NFL football and college football, and then college basketball, real basketball. I don't know. Degenerate Bets is going to be around for a long time, because as long as there's stuff to bet on, we will be here. Noah, any last tips, tricks, picks before we sign off for the day?
Before we sign off, I don't know what the score's at currently. Last I checked, it was 6-6, but man, the Yankees, they're at 11 in a row. They're the hottest team in baseball right now. A lot of their lines the last couple of days have been -150 or better. So if you're looking for something to bet on, unless their luck changes tonight, I would say just, slam some of those Yankees money lines. I hate the fucking Yankees, but I hate them a lot less when they're making me money. So
I can't agree with that statement anymore. I hate the Yankees as long as they're making money. That's all good. But yeah, with that, we will see how all these bets go. We will be back on Sunday to cover all of our winnings, our losses, all of that fun stuff. And looking on to week 1, and we will be back on Sunday with more Degenerate Bets.